See, you know what? Because I heard the click stop and I thought you stopped.
What's up guys, it's Lucas and you're watching Fine Tuning in 2023. I have had a location change, we'll go over that in a different video, but today we're going to talk about this guitar. So this is a guitar that I had custom made by 10S Guitars for my dad a few years ago, but in particular I've done some modifications to it for him, and today we're going to be talking about the pickups that are in it, which are Planet Tone Bad Little Doggies, and also this kind of special switching system that I've installed that allows him to get a whole bunch of different sounds. So the Bad Little Doggies are what I would consider vintage hot pickups. So they're a little on the hot for a PAF, but they have that kind of voicing. They've just got a little bit more oomph, like somebody wasn't paying attention and got a few extra turns on a PAF back in the Gibson factory in the olden days. So what you get is a little more mid-range, a little tighter bottom, a little bit of sizzle on top, but not too much, just enough to kind of let you cut through the mix. And as for switching, we have your standard Les Paul setup, the three-way toggle with a bass pickup and a treble pickup, and then you also have a volume for each pickup and a tone for each pickup. But what I've done is added what's called the P-Rails wiring. It's a Seymour Duncan style wiring that they designed for P-Rails pickups, but it works with any kind of four-conductor or humbucker type pickup. So I've added that in here, and that is going to allow my dad, through these push-pull pots, to access kind of a whole bunch of different variations of these pickups in different operations. First, let's just hear the Bad Little Doggy pickups in standard humbucking mode in series, and we'll hear that on a clean sound. Here's both humbuckers together on that same clean sound. And here's our neck pickup on clean sound. So if I pull up the knob on the bridge tone, then what we're going to get is the inside coils of both pickups in the selection. So in the bridge, we'll have the inside coil of the bridge. In the middle, we'll have both inside coils. And then in the neck position, we'll have just the neck inside coil. So on a clean sound, the bridge on the inside coil sounds like this. In the middle position, we get both inside coils together, and that sounds like this. And now in the neck position, we'll get the inside coil of the neck pickup. To me, that's kind of a sweet, almost sort of like a Strat pickup sound. It's soft and it has a nice kind of bell-like chime to it. And when you put it in the middle position, you're kind of getting in the ballpark of a Strat in between sound. It's not exactly the same, but you know, in the right context, I think it does the job pretty well. So if I pull up the neck tone and push the bridge tone back in, then what we're going to get are the outer coils. So we'll start with the bridge pickup again on a clean sound. This is the outer coil of the bridge pickup. Now in the middle position, you're going to get the outer coils of each pickup together. And then in the neck position, we're going to get the outer coil of the neck pickup, the one closest to the fingerboard, and that sounds like this. So in that switching position where you get the outer coils, I think that sounds remarkably close to kind of a Telecaster sound. Particularly in the bridge pickup, it's got a nice kind of twang. It's really far back close to the bridge, so it's got a kind of a spank to it. And then farther up here under this metal cover that close to the fingerboard, it really has kind of a dark jazz Telecaster neck pickup sound. And then again, in between, the pickups are so far apart. That's one of the things that makes a Tele middle position sound the way it does, is how far apart the pickups are from each other. It kind of does something similar to that. It's not a Telecaster, but again, in the right context, it could do a really pretty convincing job, I think. Now, if you pull both switches up, both of the push-pull switches up, then what you get are the humbuckers operating in parallel humbucking mode. So this is still noise canceling, but instead of one coil into the other, they're both going side by side to the output. And that tends to give you a sort of brighter, cleaner sound. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like an old school Gretsch type pickup, like a Filtertron kind of sound. Again, not the same thing, but kind of in a similar spirit. So again, that same sound kind of sounds like this on the bridge pickup in parallel humbucking mode. Now both pickups together in parallel humbucking mode, that sounds like this. And then the neck pickup in parallel humbucking mode sounds like this. So now that I've shown you kind of what all of the different pickup sounds like are clean, we'll go through and kind of do some dirtier stuff, and I won't do every single sound, but I'm just going to kind of pick out some of the sounds that I think sound really good. And what makes this so cool is it kind of changes not only the tone, but also the output. So if you have your kind of distortion gain level set not too hot, kind of driven when you're using a series humbucker mode, then you're going to get some major contrasting sounds as your output lowers from the pickups. So it'll really kind of allow you to do like Les Paul and Telecaster and Strat, and I mean, you know, within reason. I think in a live situation by just pulling some switches, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go to the vintage mode of my Blue Guitar Amp 1, and we'll start in series humbucking, and then I'll kind of just fiddle as we go, and kind of you'll hear some of the different sound combinations that you can get. So starting on series humbucking in the bridge, that sounds like this. Okay, now on that same sound, I'm going to put it in the center coil mode and kind of flip through the pickup settings so you can see what sort of that sounds like. I haven't changed anything on the amp. We're just going to go from series to that inner coil mode. So I'll start on series and I'll pull it in. Now again, if we pull the neck tone switch, then we're going to get to the outer coils, and that sounds like this on that same gain sound. So to me, in that outer coil sound, there's kind of more of like a, I would call it like a clankiness. There's a kind of metallic spank thing that happens, and it has to do with the, using slug or screw coils instead of slug coils there, and also the position, how far apart they are under the string and how close they are to certain things. But it just has kind of a more metallic, clanky sound, and I really like that sound a lot. I think that's very cool. It kind of gives me like Jimmy Page vibes, which I love. So if I pull both controls up, then we're in the parallel humbucking mode, and that sounds like this. So I'll start in series again, and then we'll pull and go to parallel mode. honest, in the parallel mode, if this guitar did nothing but that, I would still think this guitar sounded killer. That's such a cool sound. It's, like I said, it's sort of Filtertron-y, but it's a little more than that. But you can play those big open chords and they sound great and stinging. And like in that middle position, there's this great kind of, you could kind of do B.B. King sort of stuff if you wanted to. So now, just so I can say that we did it, we're going to do some chugga stuff on the bridge pickup in series humbucking mode, kind of in the modern mode of the Blue guitar. And just so you can hear, these pickups, as usual, they're real clear and precise, and they'll do the metal thing just fine if you wanted to. Now finally I'm going to do a big singing warm kind of fat lead tone. This is a Demon Effects AT-DS pedal into the clean channel of my Blue Guitar Amp 1. It's just a really warm, you know, fundamental heavy kind of lead sound. It's just friendly to listen to. So I'm just going to play some lead licks on all the pickups and I'll play around with the different settings and stuff. You can hear what that sounds like. Okay, so that's a kind of a walkthrough of all the different sounds you can get out of this guitar with this switching rig and these pickups. So these pickups are terrific. The Planetone Bad Little Doggies, they, like I said, they're kind of like a, you know, a little hotter than PAF sort of thing. They got a nice spicy sound to them, but they're still very clear, and they still sound like PAF style pickups. There's like a nice bright sparkly bridge, and the neck pickup's got kind of a warmth to it, and when you put it in the middle you get that special Jimmy Page thing. Just a little more than a standard PAF, a little extra. I'll leave a link to these pickups in the description so you can check them out. I will leave a link to this wiring diagram for this so you can check this out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until next time, I'll catch you later.